Okay, so let's look at this tweet. This is courtesy of YSL RICO updates. I guess they update a lot of the case files and stuff like that about the YSL RICO case, right? Now, what's crazy about this is there's been a lot of updates in this case recently, right? And this time, it looks like Lil Woody might have gotten into some trouble. By trouble, I mean he might have did something at one of the detention centers or whatever it's called that he's being held at. I guess it's a Dunbar Recreational Center, right? Now, for those of you who don't know, YSL Woody or YSL Lil Woody is this guy right here to the right of Young Thug, right? Now, he's also the guy who's seen in the interrogation video pretty much giving up everything, you know, talking about everything involving in the street life, talking about Young Thug. It was rumored, or based on some of the things that he said, that, he had been involved with some dudes or in law enforcement for about 10 years. So potentially he's been an informant for that long. He also said some things about some bodies and there's supposed to be some shootings. I mean, basically, when it comes to this case, YSL Lil Woody is a thorn in Young Thug's side, right?
Bruh.
Crazy part about it is, I'm pretty sure Young Thug and them didn't even figure this out until into the case. Because based on the interrogation tape, all the paperwork involved, it seems like he's one of the number one witnesses or potential informants against Young Thug based on the rumors and the stuff that's out there, right? What's crazy about it is this dude doesn't have too much of a clean background for himself. He had caught a weapons charge. He had been locked up prior. And when he came home, even though he was allegedly informing on YSL, dude was still out in the rap world boosting himself up like he was a YSL artist or a YSL affiliate.
Bruh.
Craziness, man, right? Well, obviously, Young Thug and them are trying to find some sort of way that they can, make YSL Woody look not as credible as a witness. And this seems like this might have fell into their hands. Now, according to this tweet, it says Kenneth Copeland, a.k.a. YSL Lil Woody, or a.k.a. Lil Woody, and a.k.a. a major state's witness in the YSL RICO case, has been reported by Atlanta Mayor's office for threatening people at a rec center.
Bruh.
Young Thug's lawyer requests all evidence related to this because Woody lied to law enforcement afterwards, and it can be used to impeach his credibility in front of a judge. I repeat, Woody allegedly lied to law enforcement afterwards, and it can be used to impeach his credibility in front of a jury. So what they're trying to do is make him look like not a credible witness, to get all that tape out of there, to get all that interrogation out of there, to get all the statements he's done in the past out of there, and YSL Lil Woody not be any information he provided not be able to be used against Young Thug. This is important because he was so close to Young Thug. He was actually with Young Thug and YSL, riding around, acting, I guess, like they homeboy and stuff like that, and, eventually turned on him when things got hot. Now, let's actually look at this document that talks about this whole ordeal. Okay? Now, this is allegedly what was put into the case file or the motion that was filed by Young Thug's attorneys. Now, you see it says in the Superior Court of Georgia, or in the Superior Court of Fulton County, state of Georgia. And you have that Judge Glanville, the guy who's been presiding over the case ever since we've been in the jury selection and all that. It says motion for Brady impeachment evidence comes now. Mr. Jeffrey Williams, by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this motion for Brady impeachment evidence in the above referenced case. In support of this motion, Mr. Williams shows as follows. 1, Mr. Williams is innocent of all crimes in the above referenced indictment. So basically the above referenced indictment is the state versus Jeffrey Williams, right? And 2, based upon information and belief, the city of Atlanta's mayor's office contacted Detective Gather, Detective Dennis, and other law enforcement officers to inform them that Casey has made threats to people at the Dunbar Recreational Center. Now, what's being said is Casey is Kenneth Copeland, or YSL Lil Woody in this case, right? And basically saying that they want the information based upon the fact that he was allegedly making these threats to people at this recreational center. Now, by filing this motion, they also letting people know exactly where YSL Woody is. So I don't know. That's crazy. Now, Mr. Williams has no information on these threats whatsoever, and under Brady versus Maryland, these threats are impeachment evidence since Casey denied ever making any of these threats. Now, I'm wondering who they're saying he's making these threats to. Was he making them towards the defendant in this case, Young Thug, a.k.a. Jeffrey Williams, or was it just random people who were at the facility there? You know what I mean? Wherefore, Mr. Williams respectfully asked his honorable court to hold a hearing on this motion, and at the conclusion of same asked that this honorable court to grant the above requested relief and order the prosecution to provide all reports and investigative files. So basically, they want all the information about YSL Lil Woody and who he was threatening, if he was making any threats, and if so, what type of threats, because they feel this is enough to impeach the evidence and lessen the credibility of the witness and potentially get his testimony and everything associated with him out of this trial. That's how I interpret this. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it seems like. Now, is this just another last-ditch effort on behalf of Young Thug and his legal team? Possibly, but in these court cases, there's a lot of motions that get filed, and it's based on the evidence that's presented in the court and in the discovery. So, man, you got to give it time to work its way out. But I've talked to several people, and it just still seems like a touchy subject when it comes to this with Young Thug. Like, most people think that it's a done deal. You know, he's a wash. But there's several out there who still feels like he has a chance in this case. And if he can get the testimony of YSL Lil Woody thrown out or prove that he's not a credible witness as they're trying to portray him as, man, that could help his case so much more. You know what I mean?